Paul George is a member of the Boston Celtics, but what if we put his teams in reverse? He'll be starting his career in Boston, followed by stops in Philly, LA, and OKC, before finishing his career in Indiana. In his rookie season, he's on the Big Four Celtics with Celtics Shaq, but he's literally the last man in the rotation. John Wall's gonna win the Rookie of the Year over him. Paul George is not gonna make the All-Rookie first team or second team, but at the end of the bench, he's able to finish the season averaging 8 points and 3 rebounds a game. Wow, 0.6 assists is crazy. But luckily for him, the Celtics are the 3 seed. The unfortunate thing is that they have to go up against a Bulls team led by Derrick Rose and a Heat team led by LeBron. That's if they even make it out of the first round against this Hawks team. Of course, they have Jeff T. Game 1 is gonna go to the Hawks. They win by 20. Game 2 goes to the Celtics though. Game 3, the Hawks take. Game 4, the Celtics tie it. And in a super back and forth series, it's gonna stay that way as we have a close Game 5. Wright has 4 seconds to go on the shot clock. He's gonna take the fade. He misses it, but Horford gets the rebound and his putback's good. I don't know how Kevin Garnett struggled to get that rebound. Now we have Paul Pierce on the ISO taking the layup. He's gonna make it. Joe Johnson on the other end, seeing if he can cook Ray Allen. He's gonna body him and go up with the shot. It's good. So now the Celtics are low-key starting to run out of time here. Rondo's gonna throw it down low to Paul Pierce, the fake. I don't know what he's cooking right here. He goes back to Rondo. Less than 10 seconds to go. He kicks it to Ray Allen. Back to Paul Pierce on the ISO, the spin. Trying to make his way into the paint. He's gonna have to force up the layup and he misses it. So now the Hawks could go up 7 or 8 right here. Joe Johnson's gonna kick it to Al Horford. Al Horford goes to Josh Smith to right, back to Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson's gonna throw it down low to Al Horford. Why was he left so open? He's gonna at least smoke the layup, but he gets his own rebound. And Kevin Garnett finally gets a stop. But it might be too late. Paul Pierce on the fast break, trying to make his way into the paint again. The fake. He kicks it to Ray Allen, the top of the key. 3 is gonna roll in. But now with a 2-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock, they have to foul. One missed free throw here from Joe Johnson would be huge. His first one's good. And to put the Hawks up by 4, his second free throw is up and he makes it as well. 20 seconds to go. Let's see if the Celtics can at least get a 3 here. Ray Allen's gonna dump it off to Paul Pierce, to Jeff Green, back to Paul Pierce. 15 seconds left. They are running out of time. I don't know what they're trying to cook. Ray Allen with the ball finds Paul Pierce. The deep 3 over Marvin Williams is off. And with that missed shot, the Hawks are able to go up 3-2 in the series. And in Game 6, the Celtics are going to lose as Paul George's first season comes to an end. Which takes us on to year 2. Paul George is still coming off the bench, but on the bright side, he's not the last man in the rotation. And unfortunately for Paul George, he's not going to get that much better, averaging 8 and 3 again. But it's only a matter of time until he gets the starting spot over Ray Allen. And the Celtics fell off a cliff. They're down to the 5 seed. So in round 1, they're not even the favorite. They have to go up against the Magic. They're actually going to steal Game 1, though. That is surprising. They go up 2-0 on them. They go up 3-0. They're not able to sweep. The Magic win Game 4 by 3 points. They're going to win Game 5 by 20, but the Celtics make it out in 6. And of course, they have to play the Heat, who were just down 2-3 to the 8th seed, but they won in 7. So I don't think this series is going to go too well for them. Game 1, they lose by 22. Game 2, they only lose by 3. They're actually going to win Game 3 and tie the series up. And in Game 5, it was close, but they blew it in the second half of the 4th quarter. It was tied with like 5 minutes left. Paul Pierce led the team in scoring. Rondo had a great game. And this is another game where they shoot well, but they just can't stop the Heat. And unfortunately for the Celtics, they're going to lose in 6 games in back-to-back seasons. But with Ray Allen leaving for the Heat, Paul George finally gets the start alongside Rondo, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett. And maybe Paul George should have been in the starting lineup all along because the Celtics are going to win 67 games. In his first season as a full-time starter, Paul George is up to 17 points and 7 rebounds a game. He scored 19 more points than he did in his first 2 seasons combined. But even with 67 wins, the Celtics are the 2nd seed. The Heat, okay, they won 68 games, so the Celtics are about just as good as they have to face the Pacers in the first round. They got a pretty washed up Danny Granger in Paul George's place right now, as the Celtics go up 2-0, 3-0, and they're able to sweep. And wow, they have to face the Bulls the one season that Derrick Rose is injured. I don't know how this team on paper is a 3 seed. I feel like we should easily be able to make the conference finals. We're not able to go up 3-0 on them. Okay, how did they tie the series up? Okay, Game 5, this one looks like it's over by halftime. This team should not be competing with us at all. And finally, the Celtics are going to win in Game 6 to advance to the conference finals. Took them long enough to win a Game 6. Paul George is going to lead the way with the scoring. Kevin Garnett dropped 23 and Rondo had 20 assists. And now in the conference finals, they get their rematch against the Heat. So we got the 68-win Heat team against the 67-win Celtics team. The Heat are going to go up 3-0. This series is over. Oh my gosh, they got swept. I didn't actually expect them to get swept. And wow, the Clippers just swept the Heat. But in Paul George's 4th season, he's finally the best player on his team. team. The only problem is Rondo's still here, but Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett both left to the Nets. Even though he's up to an 88 overall now, Paul George isn't going to make an All-NBA team, but he just averaged 23 and 8, and the Celtics are surprisingly the 3 seed. I don't know how they did it with this roster, but let's see if they can take down the Wizards led by John Wall and Bradley Beal. The Wizards are going to end up tying the series at 1. They take game 3, but the Celtics tie it back up, and in game 5, the Celtics have this one in the bag. Rondo's going to lead the team in scoring with 32, but Paul George also filled up the stat sheet. But I can't believe the Celtics are struggling against the 6 seed. We're going to a game 7, but in that game 7, the Celtics need to lock in here, down 3 with less than 2 minutes to go. Bradley Beal trying to score on Rondo is struggling. He's going to kick it out to Otto Porter Jr. Otto Porter Jr. uses the screen from Nene. He pulls the mid-range, it's contested, and he's going to miss. Rondo's going to use the screen. He had an open mid-range. Instead, he's going to take the layup and score. He took that from so far out. I am surprised it even went in. Now Bradley Beal's attacking Rondo again. They're going to find Otto Porter Jr. the screen again. This time, he's going to pull a 3, and he knocks it down. Big shot from him. Let's see if Rondo can score in back-to-back possessions. He's going to throw a pass. It's a bad one, but Paul George gets the save, and Brandon Bass makes the N1. I don't know what just happened there, but Brandon Bass has a chance to make it a 1-point game, and he does. So now the Wizards only have 10 seconds to go. They're going to find Gortat at the top of the key. I don't know what type of play they're running, but Bradley Beal gets open for 3. He's going to miss, and the Celtics get the board. And they have plenty of time to get a shot off here, down 1 with 13 seconds to go. 93% of people who watch me aren't subscribed, so make sure to subscribe to help me hit my goal of 35,000 subscribers. Rondo's going to chew off the clock. He waits for the screen from Jared Sullinger. He doesn't get an open shot. Jared Sullinger's going to pull the mid-range, and he's going to miss it. And just like that, the Celtics get eliminated in game 7. So Paul George's career has been off to a rough start, and to make matters even worse, Rondo's going to leave him. Paul George is finally going to make an All-NBA team, though, averaging 26 points and 8 rebounds a game. His shooting splits are amazing, and him and Isaiah Thomas lead the Celtics to the 1 seed. And this isn't even prime Isaiah Thomas yet. The Heat without LeBron are all the way down to the 8th seed, so we should be able to beat them. Game 1 we win, game 2 we're actually going to lose, game 3, okay, we are down 2-1 and 3-1 to an 8 seed. What is going on? We're going to win game 5, we win game 6, and in game 7, the Celtics had an amazing second and third quarter. They are going to blow out the Heat to make it out of the first round. It should not have been anywhere near that close in the first place. We had 4 people put up 20, and the Heat had 0. Round 2, we have to play the Bulls led by Jimmy and Powell. The fact that they played together is kind of insane. The Celtics are going to take game 1, Bulls take game 2, game 3 goes to the Celtics, and of course we have a tie series again. Game 5, the Celtics killed it in that third quarter. They're going to go up 3-2. They held the Bulls to just 18 points, and Paul George led the way with 33. And in game 6, this one's all Celtics. The Bulls are, whoa, they're actually making it close. We have a 4-point game. If they bring it within 3, we're going to hop in. So now the Celtics need to lock in with just 30 seconds to go, up 3. Marcus Smart, the spin, that is a terrible move. He's not getting anywhere. Okay, he made it into the paint, but he threw a turnover. On the bright side, Paul George is subbed back in, but now the Bulls can tie it up here with a 3. Derrick Rose is struggling to make it into the paint. He takes the floater over Sullinger, and he knocks it down. But now Avery Bradley's going to have to knock down some clutch free throws. The first one bounces in, and to put the Celtics back up by 3, his second free throw's good. So the Bulls have 15 seconds, no timeouts. Derrick Rose bringing up the ball. He's going to swing it to Powell, to Jimmy in the corner. He's going to pull the 3, and he's going to miss. And that's going to be the game, as the Celtics are not going to blow this one. Paul George carried with 36 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 steals. And now in the conference finals, he gets to go up against his former teammate, Paul Pierce. I'm so surprised that this Celtics team of all teams is making it this far. The Wizards tie it up at 1. Celtics take game 3, and the Wizards tie it up again. And with 2 minutes to go in game 5, the Wizards just made it a 3-point game, but Paul George brings it back to a 5-point game. It looks like John Wall's just going to ISO Isaiah Thomas here. He gets to the paint easily, and I like how Paul George is actually handling the ball. He's going to get a wide open 3, but he misses. Brandon Bass with the rebound, kicks it out to Avery Bradley, wide open, and he misses as well. That was a crazy possession. Now the Wizards go back to John Wall, attacking Isaiah Thomas yet again. He makes it a 1-point game. Okay, Paul George is running the PG1 here, driving on Nene. He's going to get fouled, and he knocks down the N1. What a shot. So now he can put the Celtics up by 4, and that's exactly what he does. John Wall has less than a minute to go to lead his team. It's going to take them forever to give him the ball with the top of the key 3. He makes it, and with a 9-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock, the Wizards decide not to foul. Paul George sizing up Otto Porter Jr., trying to make his way into the paint with the spin. He is getting clamped up. The fake. He kicks it out to Avery Bradley. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Jared Sullinger's going to come set the screen. Avery Bradley gets an open 3, and it's good. I didn't think he was going to make that shot, and now with 12 seconds to go, Bradley Beal with the fake is not going to take the 3. He ends up pulling the mid-range, and he's going to miss it. I'm glad the Celtics were able to hold that lead, and just like that, okay, they made that. It doesn't even matter, but the Celtics are going to go up 3-2 in the series. And in game 6, the Celtics were the way better team in the second half, as they're able to close out the series. All thanks to 34-10 from IT and 27-10 from Paul George. But in the finals, things wouldn't be easy, as Paul George has to guard Kevin Durant. So Paul George somehow has a chance at a championship with this roster, but here goes nothing. Game 1, the Celtics are going to take. They win by about 25. Game 2, they get blown out though. Game 3, they're going to lose by about 15. They go down 3-1. And in Game 5, they have a chance to stay alive in the series, down by 3. The ball is in Paul George's hands, but he can't hit the 3. Westbrook on the break, trying to get past Marcus Smart. He's going to find Steven Adams, and he puts the Thunder up 5. That's not a great start to the game. Let's see if Paul George can cook Reggie Jackson. He almost steps out of bounds, but he finds IT open, and he can't convert it. The Celtics have had some great looks to start off this game. I don't know why Isaiah Thomas is on Steven Adams. What happened? So with 1 minute to go, the Celtics need to lock in. Paul George just did that unnecessary snatchback. He could have had an open layup, so he better make these 2 free throws. He's going to sink the first, and to make it a 5-point game, his second one's good. But now the Celtics need stops more than anything. Dion Waiters is going to throw it down low to Westbrook in the post. Celtics send the double, and they still can't stop Westbrook. And now, of course, KD's guarding Paul George. He is going to get an open 3. He knocks it down, but the Celtics decide to foul. Hopefully Westbrook misses one. He's going to make the first, and to put the Thunder up 6, his second one's going to miss. That's a pretty big miss. It is going to keep the Celtics alive. IT is going to use the screen. It doesn't look like he's looking for a 3, but he is going to find Avery Bradley coming off the screen. The open shot he's going to miss. So the Celtics had plenty of chances, but they just proved they're not ready for the big stage as Paul George's finals record moves to 0-1. In season 6, Paul George somehow doesn't make an All-NBA team, even though he averaged 25, 6, and 3, and him and Isaiah Thomas lead the Celtics to the 2nd seed. The only problem is the Cavs won 71 games and the Warriors won 65. I didn't even think the Spurs would be here. So even though the Celtics are a 60-win team, there are 3 teams better than them. They should be able to beat these other teams though. Round 1, they have to face Giannis at shooting guard. Kind of weird he played point guard and shooting guard pretty early into his career. Celtics are going to go up 2-0, they go up 3-0, and they're going to sweep. Where in round 2, we have to face a familiar opponent in the Wizards. I feel like we've played them so much. Hopefully we can beat them here. Game 1 we take, Game 2 we take, Game 3 goes to us, and we're going to have back-to-back sweeps. Cavs are down 2-1 against the Raptors. I feel like they're still going to win. Yeah, they won 3 straight. And here goes nothing. Paul George has to guard a prime LeBron. After 4 games, the series is tied up at 2, but in Game 5, the Celtics need to lock in because they're down 2. Isaiah Thomas pulls the 3 over Kyrie. What a shot. But with the Celtics having the lead, I'm not sure how long it's going to last. They're going to go down low to LeBron. Jared Sullinger sends the double. That's great defense, and they get the stop. So now the Celtics can extend their lead here. Isaiah Thomas uses the screen. He pulls another 3. That one is not a great shot, though. Cavs are not going to take advantage of the break. Instead, LeBron's going to pull a 3 of his own. It's in and out. So with under a minute to go, IT is going to use the screen. Okay, he's just pulling contested 3s now. At least they're playing good on defense. Hopefully it can stay that way. Kyrie's going to throw it down low to LeBron, being guarded by Jay Crowder. Jared Sullinger sends the double, but it's not good enough. So now with just over 30 seconds to go, the Celtics need to score here. Jay Crowder gets an open 3, but it's off. LeBron on the break, trying to make it past Paul George, finds J.R. Smith open in the corner, and now his 3's in and out. Everyone has been bricking this game, but now with the Celtics getting the last shot, they need to change that. I don't know what IT's doing. The Celtics are going to need some missed free throws here. Kyrie's first is good, and to put the Cavs up by 3 points, his second free throw is good as well. So now with 11 seconds to go, the Celtics need to lock in. Paul George, the drive, he needs to kick it out. I don't know what he's trying to cook up right here. 6 seconds left. They find IT. It's actually a good shot, but he can't convert it. So even with the Celtics having multiple chances, they just couldn't get it done in Game 5. Oh my gosh, Kyrie dropped 52, and Isaiah Thomas dropped 50. He shot 50% from the field. That 3-point percentage, I mean, it's not terrible, but in that 4th quarter, he was pulling some pretty bad shots. And that would ultimately be the end of the series as the 71-win Cavs are going to take down the Celtics. But in Season 7, the Celtics look a little different, adding Jaylen Brown and Al Horford to the roster. And with this roster, the Celtics are going to clinch the 1 seed. Paul George is going to make the All-NBA 3rd team, averaging 23.6 rebounds and 4 assists with 2 steals a game. And in the first round, they have to go up against the Wizards. The Wizards are actually going to take Game 3. I thought this would be an easy sweep for the Celtics, but they're going to gentleman sweep. And in round 2, they have to play the Bulls led by Jimmy. We got to finish the season up. Dwayne Wade in a Bulls jersey is such an ugly sight. The Bulls are actually going to win Game 1, but they're going to go down 2-1, 3-1, and they're going to get gentleman swept. Which takes us on to the conference finals. The Celtics have to go up against Lowry and DeRozan. Other than them, this Raptors team doesn't look good. The Celtics are going to be the first team to beat the Raptors in the playoffs. They were undefeated before this, and now they're going to tie the series up at 2, and I think the Celtics have this one in the bag late into the 4th quarter. They're going to win by 5. That 4th quarter scared me a little bit. Nobody even put up 20 on the team, and in Game 6, I thought this one was over. The Celtics looked like they didn't have a chance, but now they're only down by 2. Isaiah Thomas drives on DeRozan, and he ties the game up. It looked like the Raptors were for sure going to force a Game 7, but they are struggling here. Okay, Terry Rozier got cooked, but now with 18 seconds to go, let's see what the Celtics can cook up here. Isaiah Thomas is going to chew the clock out and use the screen from Horford. Jay Crowder got left wide open, and he gives the Celtics the lead. So to secure a spot in the NBA Finals, all they need is 1 stop with 2 seconds to go. The inbound to DeRozan, the mid-range over Jaylen Brown. He's going to miss, and the Celtics are moving on. All thanks to Paul George leading the way with 31. The Warriors with Kevin Durant didn't even make it out of the first round, so now we have to face either the Spurs or the Pelicans, and either way, we got to go up against a good team. I'm hoping the Pelicans somehow pull this off. They're going to lose Game 6, though. So now Paul George George has to guard his future teammate in Kawhi Leonard. The Celtics finished the season with 66 wins. Meanwhile, the Spurs finished with 62. But we already beat a 62-win team in the Raptors. So hopefully we get the same outcome for Paul George to win his first championship. The Celtics take the first 3 games, and they're able to sweep the Spurs, making Paul George an NBA champion. And on top of that, he's going to walk away with the first Finals MVP of his career. But that would be his last game in a Celtics jersey, as he's going to join the Sixers to team up with Joel Embiid and a rookie Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons making an All-NBA team as a rookie is kind of crazy considering Paul George didn't make one at all. But on the season, he's going to average 26.6 rebounds and 3 assists a game. The 76ers are the best team in the East, and they're one of the 4 60-win teams. In round 1, they have to play the Hornets led by Kemba. Other than him though, this team does not look good at all. The 76ers surprisingly only win the first 2 games by less than 10 points. They are going to go up 3-1 though, and they make it out in 5. Which takes us on to round 2. They have to go up against Giannis. They went to 7 in the first round though, so I feel like the 76ers can win this. Whoa, game 1, they won by 48 points. Ben Simmons put up a triple-double. Paul George almost did too. And then in game 2, they won by 38. They are going absolutely insane. Game 3, they're going to lose though by just 2 points. Game 4, they win by about 20. Game 5, they're not able to win, but they make it out in 6. So in the conference finals, Paul George has to face the Raptors again. And they're one of the 60-win teams we just mentioned. 76ers take game 1, they lose game 2, they win game 3, game 4 goes to the Sixers, and game 5 goes to the Raptors. And the 76ers need to lock in right here, because if the Raptors win game 6, they force a game 7. Damari Carroll in the corner kicks it out to Norman Powell. The mid-range over JJ Redick's good for the lead. Paul George lets just cook Damari Carroll here. The snatchback, the drive, the contested layup. That's not the shot. He should have just kept driving, but now the Raptors can extend their lead. Right here, Ibaka gets a turnover. So now we have Robert Covington on the break. He's not going to find Embiid with the spin. He is going to find Paul George though in the corner. Paul George goes back to Robert Covington to JJ Redick. Wide open. His 3's going to miss. Of all people to make an open 3, I thought it would be JJ Redick. That was a terrible pass. Ben Simmons is going to get the steal on the break. He's going to stop. He finds Embiid to Paul George. Paul George on the ISO. Okay, never mind. He's not going to cook. Robert Covington has Ben Simmons, of all people, coming off the screen, but Robert Covington is left wide open and his 3's in and out. They need to lock in here. 40 seconds to go. Norman Powell's going to throw it to DeRozan, being guarded by Ben Simmons. They go to Valanciunas down low. I don't know what he's trying to cook here, but he is going to kick it to Damari Carroll, to Norman Powell. The 3 over JJ Redick's off. So now the 76ers should be able to get the last shot here. Okay, never mind. They're going to run some actions. JJ Redick gets left open. I mean, that's a mid-range. I wish it was a 3. So the 76ers aren't going to get the last shot, but at least they have the lead here. The Raptors are going to put the ball in Corey Joseph's hands with 5 seconds to go. He finds Damari Carroll coming off the screen. He's left open, but he misses. So Paul George is going to make the finals in back-to-back seasons. Kind of funny he took down the Raptors both times to do it. Okay, Ben Simmons is just going insane every game. And in the finals, they either have to go up against Kawhi or Jimmy and Kat. So either way, we're going to have a tough opponent, and we're going up against the Spurs in back-to-back finals. So here goes nothing. Let's see if Paul George... Okay, I was going to say let's see if he can sweep the Spurs again, but this time it looked like the Spurs were going to sweep the Sixers. But in game 5, we have a super low scoring one as the Sixers are fighting back. Okay, that's not a great shot. And now with under a minute and a half to go, Rudy Gay kicks it to Kawhi in the corner. He gives them the lead. I don't know what kind of defense Paul George was playing there. Let's see if he can cook Kawhi. Okay, he's just doing way too much as he gets blocked. So now Kawhi's going to try to get his get back here. Pau Gasol's going to come and set the screen. Kawhi the 3 over Paul George. He's going to miss, and Pau Gasol misses the putback. So that leaves the 76ers still alive. JJ Redick finds Paul George for the lead. He came out of nowhere for that layup. Now we have DeJounte Murray cooking Markelle Fultz, but he smokes the layup. That is a huge miss with just 30 seconds to go. Dario Saric finds Paul George left wide open, but he can't hit the 3. So San Antonio's still alive. Rudy Gay on the break trying to... Oh my gosh, he tried to body JJ Redick. He's going to pass it out. They're going to keep swinging it around. DeJounte Murray's going to find Danny Green coming off the screen. They go to Pau Gasol. 7 seconds left. This offense isn't great. They find Rudy Gay trying to score on Saric. The drive. He's going to have to chuck up the shot. He's going to miss. Pau Gasol the rebound, the layup, and he gives the Spurs the lead. So now with just 0.8 seconds on the clock, the 76ers need a big shot here. Of course, that's the shot they're going to go with, and the Spurs are going to win the finals. I can't believe that's how Paul George's finals record is moving to 1-2. But in season 9, Paul George is going to run it back. They now have Jimmy Butler on the team. The 76ers are going to win 67 games. And once again, Ben Simmons makes the All-NBA team, but Paul George doesn't. On the season, he averaged 24, 6, and 3. And in the first round, they have to play the Pistons. Kind of crazy, the 76ers have 4 players that are better than the Pistons' best player. They're going to go up 3-0 and they're going to sweep. Round 2, they have to play the Pacers, though the Celtics blew it. They got gentlemen swept in an upset. Game 1's going to go to the 76ers. They blow out the Pacers. Game 2, the 76ers also win. They might be able to sweep in back-to-back series. Okay, never mind. But they do gentlemen sweep. And what do you know? Paul George has to face the Raptors in the conference finals for, I think, the 3rd year in a row. This time they have Kawhi, though, so they look better than ever. The 76ers are going to take game 1, but lose game 2. They win game 3 by 3. They go up 3-1 against the Raptors. They're not able to gentlemen sweep, but they make it out in 6. But now for their biggest biggest challenge yet, they have to face the Kevin Durant and Curry Warriors. And I don't know, Paul George's finals record might move to 1-3 here. Okay, he's actually cooking. They're gonna win game 1, they lose game 2, they win game 3 by just 2 points. They're able to go up 3-1, and they're gonna gentleman sweep the Warriors to move Paul George's finals record to 2-2. I don't know how they beat the Kevin Durant and Curry Warriors team in 5 games, but he's not gonna win his second finals MVP as Ben Simmons wins this one. And it's kind of funny, Paul George has left every time he's won a championship so far, so now he's gonna team up with Kawhi on the Clippers. In another season of Paul George not making an All-NBA team, he's gonna average 23-6, and the Clippers are a little underwhelming as the 4 seed. In the first round, they have to go up against Westbrook and Harden, and this one's not gonna be easy. They're gonna blow them out in game 1 though. Game 2, they also blow them out. Okay, I said this wouldn't be easy. It looks like it will be easy as they go up 3-1 in gentleman sweep. But in round 2, they have to face the 1-seeded Lakers led by LeBron and AD. And the fact that LeBron is at point guard is kind of scary. Game 1, they lose by 9. Game 2, they win by 8. Game 3, they're gonna lose by 7. They're gonna go down 3-1, and unfortunately, the Clippers get eliminated. But to make matters even worse, in Paul George's second season with the Clippers, they don't get any better. He's gonna average 25-5, but with Paul George and Kawhi being the only 80 pluses on the team, I'm not sure how this is gonna go. If they lose to the Kings, bro, game 1, they're gonna lose by about 20. Game 2, they lose by just 1 point. Game 3, they're gonna win by about 20, and they tie the series up. Game 5 looks like it's all Clippers. That was an insane second quarter they had. They are gonna win, all thanks to 34 from Kawhi. And of course, in game 6, they're gonna get embarrassed by the Kings, so now we go to a game 7. But in that game 7, the Clippers absolutely locked in to beat the Kings. Thank you, Paul George. But now in round 2, they have to face the Suns led by Chris Paul and Devin Booker. And this is that same exact Suns team that made the finals. They ended up losing to Giannis, but it looks like they're gonna beat us. They're up 3-0 and they sweep us. In Paul George's third season with the team, he actually has somebody other than Kawhi that's an 80 overall or better. And I guess that's all they needed because the Clippers finished as the 1 seed. On the season, Paul George is gonna average 26-6-5. And in the first round, they have to play the Grizzlies led by Ja. The fact that this Grizzlies team is a play-in team is kind of crazy. I expected them to be like a top 3 seed. We are going to go up 2-1 against them, but they tie the series up. And thank goodness the Clippers are going to lock in that fourth quarter to win by 30. Ibaka led the way with 32 and 11. Paul George had a triple-double. But the Grizzlies are on the verge of forcing a game 7. They're up by 3 as Ja Morant's trying to cook Terrence Mann. He gets right by him and he's going to make the layup. That was a great shot, but let's see if the Clippers can score here on the other end. Paul George is struggling to score. He's going to find Kawhi though, and his 3's good. So now with the 8-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock, Ja is going to cook Terrence Mann again. So now the Clippers got to lock in here. They have 20 seconds to do it. Ibaka's going to inbound it to Paul George, trying to make a move on Desmond Bane. That is a tough shot. But now the Clippers are going to have to foul. The Grizzlies are having a hard time inbounding the ball. Kawhi's going to get the steal. That is huge with just 12 seconds to go. He's going to find Reggie Jackson, and he's going to step out of bounds. Unless they can get another stop here, Kawhi did all that for nothing. They could have had a chance at a shot. Now they need missed free throws. Ja's going to sink the first, and to put the Grizzlies up by 4, his second one's going to miss, so the Clippers are still alive here with no timeouts. Reggie Jackson throws it up the floor to Kawhi, back to Zubac, to Serge Ibaka, the 3 over Jaren Jackson, and he knocks it down for the tie. And with just 0.2 seconds left on the clock, we're going to overtime. Okay, that shot went in, it doesn't count. And with a minute and a half to go in overtime, we're all tied up. Paul George with the snatchback gets right by Desmond Bane. What a move. Desmond Bane's gonna ISO right back at Paul George. He finds Brandon Clark for the layup. He almost dunked that. But now let's see if Paul George can do the same thing right back at Desmond Bane. The behind the back, the drive, the snatchback. He's doing so many unnecessary snatchbacks, but he's still gonna make the shot. Desmond Bane's gonna use the screen. He ends up getting a wide open 3 from it, and he gives the Grizzlies the lead. He might have even banked that in. I genuinely couldn't tell. Now we have Paul George with the spin. He's probably gonna do another snatchback. Okay, he's not. He's gonna go into the post though, and he is struggling. I don't like this. The fake, the layup, it's contested, and he's gonna miss. I did not like that possession. Now we have Ja on the break, slowing it down. Dillon Brooks has Jaren coming off the screen. Jaren's not gonna pull the 3. Instead, he's trying to drive by Ibaka. Why did Kawhi reach? I mean, I guess that was a good attempt at a steal, but that's gonna add 5 seconds to the shot clock, so the Grizzlies have even more time now. Ja Morant on the wing. He's gonna use the screen from Jaren and get a wide open mid-range shot, but it's off. So down 1 in overtime. The Clippers have 11 seconds to take the lead here. They're gonna put the ball in Paul George's hands with the size up the drive. 5 seconds to go. He is struggling. He's gonna take the contested layup and body his way to scoring. But this series is not over yet. The Grizzlies still have 2.6 seconds left on the clock. Brandon Clark's gonna inbound it to Desmond Bane. The logo 3 for the win. It's in and out. So the Clippers are just barely gonna make it out of the first round. Ja Morant had an insane game, but it wasn't enough as Paul George and Kawhi both had 35 plus. That's gonna bring them on to the second round where they have to play the Pelicans, and this Pelicans team doesn't look great, but in this simulation, Zion actually won the MVP. Clippers are able to go up 2-1 on them. They end up going up 3-1 on them, and they gentlemen sweep. Kind of crazy, the 8th seed gave them a harder time than the 5th seed, and now they have to go up against the Timberwolves. Thank goodness Anthony Edwards is only an 86 overall, so with him not being in his prime yet, we might be able to win this series. We're gonna lose game 1, but we win games 2 and 3. That's big. We go up 3-1. Can we get another gentleman sweep? We can. And in the finals, we're gonna be going up against Giannis and the Bucks. So if Paul George wins this series, his finals record moves to 3-2, which is positive, but if he loses, it goes to negative. So we need to win right here. 1 seed versus 1 seed. The Clippers are gonna take game 1. They also blow out the Bucks in game 2. They take game 3, and they're gonna take down the Bucks in game 4 to complete the sweep and make Paul George a 3-time champion. But this time, Paul George is gonna walk away with the finals MVP as it's his second. I'm surprised he won it over Kawhi. So that means for the first time in Paul George's career, he's gonna win a championship and stay on the team. The Clippers finish as the 2nd seed in the West behind the Timberwolves, and once again, Paul George fails to make an All-NBA team, but he's down to 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists a game. That's the lowest points per game he's averaged since his 3rd season, but I guess it makes sense with Westbrook on the team now. In the first round, the Clippers have to play the Kings. Last time Paul George played the Kings, it was kind of scary. Let's hope this time they can easily beat them. They're gonna go up 3-0 on them and sweep, which takes us on to the second round. They have to play Zion instead of Jokic. So now we get to play the worst of the 2 teams. I will definitely take that. If we can make the conference finals without losing a game, which we do, that would be great. We have to face the Timberwolves now, and with Anthony Edwards going from an 86 to an 89, this is not going to be easy. We are down 3-1, and we get gentlemen swept. In Paul George's 14th season, they're going to add James Harden to the team, and with the new Big 3, the Clippers are able to finish with 64 wins, which still isn't good enough for the best team in the league. I don't know why Paul George's overall is going down, but on the season, he's going to average 25-5, and in the first round, the Clippers have to go up against the Kings. This Kings team doesn't look too great, especially outside of De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis. They are going to steal game 2 though. That is kind of scary. Okay, they're going to tie the series up. Game 5, the Clippers are going to have an insane second half. Oh my gosh. And that's because Kawhi dropped 57 points. That is actually insane. And in game 6, the Clippers make it out. Round 2, we have to go up against Jokic, who just won the MVP. And on top of that, he has a solid team around him. I was going to say I am a little bit scared. The Clippers just won this game by 40. Jokic and Jamal Murray were the only ones that did something. But I think the Clippers should have this one in the bag after that game. Okay, the Nuggets are going to win 2 in a row. The Clippers tie the series back up, but in game 5, it looks like the Nuggets are gonna run away with it. They won by almost 15, which is kind of crazy considering James Harden had a 42-point near triple-double. Paul George played good, Zubac played good, Kawhi played good, and I guess they just got cooked all around by the Nuggets. So the Clippers now need to win 2 games in a row. It looks like they're gonna win game 6 to force a game 7. We just need the Big 3 to keep playing like this. Honestly, I'll call it a Big 4 with Zubac playing like this. And in game 7, it looks like the Clippers are gonna do it. They just had an insane first half. They're not going to blow the game, and they're going to move on. 160 points is insane. We had 4 people put up 20 plus, 5 put up 18 plus, 6 put up 15 plus. This team went crazy. But for the 3rd straight year, we have to face Anthony Edwards, and he just keeps getting better. I liked it more when he was an 86 overall, now up to a 93. They're going to tie the series up at 1. We take game 3. We also take game 4, and we gentlemen sweep. So now in the finals, we're either playing the Knicks or the Celtics. It's going to be the Knicks led by Jaylen Brunson. This is before they got Cat, which is good, and it's also before they got McHale's on the Nets, and that is great to hear because these Knicks teams are good, but they're not as good as they are now. But I didn't think it would be this easy for the Clippers as they sweep the Knicks to make Paul George a 4-time champion. He's not going to win the finals MVP, but honestly, I'm fine with that. He has 4 championships and 2 finals MVPs. And what do you know, after winning a championship, Paul George is going to leave the Clippers to join the Thunder. With Paul George dropping all the way down to an 81 overall, his points per game is actually going to go up somehow. That is very surprising considering Shai's points per game didn't drop and 4 people averaged 20 plus. But I mean, I'm not complaining. The Thunder finish as the 2nd seed, and in round 1, they have to go up against the Warriors. This Warriors team looks very underwhelming. They're gonna take game 1. Honestly, I don't even know how they're a playing team. They look like a 12-seeded team. They're gonna tie the series though. Thunder take game 5, and they win in 6. But now they have to go up against Nikola Jokic. They were able to upset the Mavericks, so I mean, I guess we're playing the worst of the 2 teams. I will definitely take that. Thunder can't go up 3-0. They do go up 3-1 though, and they're gonna gentlemen sweep. But for the 4th season in a row, Paul George has to play Anthony Edwards in the playoffs. He's up to a 95. On the bright side, they have Julius Randle and not Cat. They're still gonna go up 2-0 on us though. We're able to blow them out in game 3, but they go up 3-1 on us. They can't gentlemen sweep. And in game 6, the Thunder had an amazing 3rd quarter. They're gonna force a game 7. All thanks to Chet dropping 30 and 13, Shai with 28 and 10, J-Dub put up 21, Paul George shot good. And in game 7, the Thunder are blowing out the Timberwolves. They just came back down 3-2 or 3-1, I don't even know. And in the finals, they have to play the Cavs. The Knicks-Cavs game also went to game 7, but the Cavs made it out. And I'm not gonna lie, I am a little scared looking at this roster. But here we go. Paul George is going for championship number 5. They lose game 1 by just 1 point. They blow them out in game 2. They blow them out in game 3 and 4. But in game 5, the Cavs are fighting to stay alive in this series. I don't know why Garland didn't take the layup in the first place. They're gonna go back to him though, trying to score on Shai, trying to go baseline. I don't know what he's cooking. Okay, he's just doing a whole lot of nothing right now. He's gonna get past Shai. He kicks it out again. And now we have Ty Jerome using the screen from Jarrett Allen. He's gonna pull the mid-range and it's good. But now we have Shai on the ISO. He should be able to cook Garland easily. He goes into the post. He kicks it out to an open Paul George, but he can't knock down the 3. iHeart flies in for the board. So now the Thunder have another chance here. Chet's gonna find Shai with 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. The fake. He's gonna have to chuck up the midi with 2 seconds to go. It's up and it's off. So the Cavs can extend their lead with less than 30 seconds to go. Paul George is gonna get a crazy steal. He's gonna find Chet on the break. Chet's gonna kick it to Shai on the ISO. Please do something good. He kicks it out. J-Dub's left wide open, but he can't hit the 3. So now the Thunder need at least 1 missed free throw here. Garland's gonna make the first, and to put the Cavs up by 4, his second free throw is good. So now with 13 seconds to go, the Thunder might need a miracle. Chet pulls the 3 over Mobley, and it's in and out. But at least we have Jarrett Allen going to the line. His first free throw is gonna miss, and now to put the Cavs up by 5, his second free throw is up, and it also misses. So the Thunder have another chance at getting a 3 off. Chet's gonna get left wide open, and he knocks it down. Unfortunately, it's Darius Garland going to the line this time. He's gonna make the first free throw. I really wish it was Jarrett Allen. He's gonna put the Cavs up by 3, and now with just 5 seconds to go, the Thunder need to get the ball up the court. Shai's gonna pass half. He finds Chet left open by Mobley, and he knocks down another 3. So now with just 0.4 seconds to go, the Cavs chuck up the full court shot. We're going to overtime. But in overtime, the Thunder crumbled as the Cavs are going to force a game 6. And in game 6, all the Thunder have to do is hold on for a minute. Shai just cooked the whole team. And with the Thunder being up 4, they can close out the series right here. Ty Jerome's going to use the screen from Darius Garland of all people. His 3's in and out, but they do get another chance. Donovan Mitchell's left open and his 3's good. On the other end, the Thunder are going to find Nikola Topic. He pulls the 3. That is not a good shot. So now with just 30 seconds to go, Ty Jerome on the fast break has no options. He's going to kick it to Mobley. Mobley's going to find Garland. He's not going to set the screen, but Garland's just going to pull the 3 with no hesitation. It's off. I am surprised he missed that. I'm not going to lie. Chet's first free throw is good. And to put the Thunder up by 3, his second free throw is going to miss. And now things are going to get interesting because the Cavs could tie it up with a 2 or win with a 3 here. Ball in DeAndre Hunter's hands. They're going to chew out the clock. Jarrett Allen's going to come set the screen. They kick it to Mobley in the corner. It's blocked by Chet. He's not going to get the rebound, which leaves 0.4 seconds left on the clock for the Cavs. Jarrett Allen's going to inbound it to Mobley. He doesn't even get a shot off, and the Thunder win the finals. So Paul George is going to win back-to-back championships for the first time in his career. And I was going to say he got carried, but honestly, not really. He still averaged 19 in the playoffs. It's just that Shai averaged 32 and 13 in the series. And what do you know? Paul George is actually going to run it back with the Thunder. On the season, he's going to average 22, 5, and 4. And in back-to-back seasons, the Thunder are the second seed. Round 1, they have to play the Suns led by Devin Booker. I don't think this team even has a chance. Game 1, we win. Game 2 is going to go to the Thunder. Game 3, they also win, and they're going to sweep. In the second round, they have to play the Mavericks led by Kyrie and Cooper Flag. And this is actually a pretty good duo. They have a good supporting cast around them, but I still feel like the Thunder should win. I didn't think they were going to sweep or gentlemen sweep. Okay, they're not going to do either. But the Thunder are going to hold on in game 6 to move on to the conference finals. We had 4 people drop 24 plus, including Paul George. And of course, in the conference finals, we have to play Wemby and the Spurs. I have no idea how they're the 4 seed. I feel like they should have been the 1 or the 2 seed. We're going to go up 2-0 on them. They make it 2-1. They can't tie the series up, and we're going to make it out in 4. But in the finals, we're going to be playing the 5 or the 6 seed, and we're going to be playing the 6 seeded Hawks. I don't know how this team made the NBA finals, but that means Paul George should be able to 3-peat. Game 1, they're going to put up 160 points. They can't go up 3-0 on the Hawks. They go up 3-1 though. But in game 5, the Hawks are a minute away from forcing a game 6. Shai's gonna throw it down low to Paul George in the post, being guarded by Naw. I don't know what he's cooking, but he's gonna throw it to J-Dub, to Shai, back to Paul George on the drive. He is getting clamped up right now, still trying to make a shot. He's gonna go up with a contested layup, and it's off. That was not a great shot. Now CJ McCollum's gonna run a pick and roll with Onyeka. He throws it down low to him, and the Hawks go up 5. But this game isn't over yet. Paul George bringing up the ball with the cross, kicks it out to J-Dub. J-Dub's gonna go back to Paul George. Okay, they're just wasting so much time here. He's gonna take the layup. That's a nice move. But the Thunder had to foul. Of course, J-Dub fouled out. And on top of that, CJ McCollum is gonna make his first free throw, and his second one bounces in. So with just 20 seconds to go, the Thunder are gonna need something big here. They're gonna inbound it to Shai on the drive. He goes up with a layup. I don't know how he made that. But now we have Gilgeous-Alexander Walker at the free throw line. The first one misses. That is big. If he could also miss the second one, that would be crazy, but he's gonna knock it down. So the Thunder have 14 seconds to go, down 4. Paul George is gonna throw it up the court to Shai, the behind the back. He finds Chet in the corner with enough space. His three's gonna miss, and IR can't get the board. So unfortunately for the Thunder, the Hawks are gonna force a game 6. And this is not good. In game 6, the Thunder are gonna get blown out. The Hawks force a game 7. And I can't believe it. The Hawks are not only gonna make the finals as a 6 seed, but they're gonna come back down 3-1 against the defending champions. So Paul George's finals record is gonna move to 5-3. But Paul George isn't done yet, as he's gonna team up with Siakam and Haliburton on the Pacers. On the season, Paul George averaged 19-5-3, and the Pacers somehow just beat the second-seeded Celtics in the first round. Now they're playing a 6 seed. I mean, to be fair, this Hawks team is technically the defending champions, and they're gonna take down the Pacers in 5. So with Paul George's teams in reverse, he's gonna finish his career with 5 championships, 2 finals MVPs, and 29,000 career points, putting him 10th on the all-time scoring list. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and if you want to see me save Paul George's legacy, click the video on the screen right now.